Is it true that you can only absorb 30 grams of protein in one sitting? Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. All right, my solution to this age-old problem is to simply stand up for 10 seconds, sit down, and eat another 30 grams of protein. Now you've had 2 sittings. All right, problem solved. But joking aside, let's talk about this. All right, this is a really popular myth. It's one that is pervasive. It is continued still to this day. But we need to be clear, this is not based on science, it's not based on logic, it's not based on any evidence. It is based on the fact that the average protein shake ends up being about 25 to 30 grams that protein companies make. That is the entire basis of this. Now, when people say, well, that doesn't make sense, Jason, why would this number be based upon the size of the average or slightly above average protein shake? Because the supplement company started it. Okay? The answer to that is quite obvious. That is why that number was selected. The average protein shake was anywhere from 22 up to about 30 grams of protein. Going back decades, still to this day, that's the average protein shake. Okay? So if I wanted to sell more of a product and I had all the money in the bodybuilding magazines and fitness magazines and was their biggest sponsors, biggest ads, and I wanted to sell a product, I would start rumors. It's exactly what they did in those publications that create an extra need for their product. Okay? And here's how this works. I'm not against protein powders. I use protein shakes myself. I think they're convenient. I think they're great for adding extra protein if you want to protein overfeed. However, people didn't want to sit around eating that many meals a day. And the whole idea, oh man, well we need to get 6 or 8 servings of protein. It's like, oh man, we got to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if I weigh 180 pounds, I need 180 grams of protein. But then I can't do more than 30 in a sitting, so I got to have 6 meals. I don't want to eat 6 meals. Then they sell you the solution. Okay, this is very typical of the supplement industry, and then we're going to get into the science debunking all of this in a minute. This has actually been completely debunked in the lab. Okay, the supplement industry loves to use the Hegelian dialectic, or the problem, reaction, solution. Okay, they create the problem, then you have the reaction, and then they sell you the solution. Okay, didn't they do the same thing with pre-workouts? They do the same thing with post-workout shakes and sleep aids, right? They created the problem. They give you really bad fatigue management programming, okay, inefficient, high fatigue management programming. Then you're tired, it's hard to recover, so they sell you stimulants and pre-workouts to help you get through these grueling workouts sometimes, and that again you're also not recovered from. And they give you protein shakes to help you recover afterwards, these recovery drinks. And then because they pumped you full of stims and all these other things, then they sell you sleep aids to help you wind down. Problem. They create the problem, and then they sell you the solution. Hey, in this case, they create then the problem. Yeah, man, it's hard to get that many meals in a protein, but you got to do this because you only get the 30 grams. But we got these shakes. You can drink 2 or 3 of these shakes between meals. Then you can have 3 or 4 meals a day, and then you can hit those perfect numbers. Right? And we don't go over the 30 grams and you get that 1 gram per pound of body weight you need. Man, we got the solution for you. This is how you make your gains, and we will sell it to you. Except that they created the problem. All right, the reality. There's no biological reason to have ever thought this was the case. Like, we've known that in the past that absorbing protein, and we'll get in actual muscle protein synthesis studies, we've known for decades and decades, the human body absorbs food sometimes for days after we eat it. And so what they found is that protein, depending upon the protein type, yes, some proteins you can only absorb depending upon your individual gut, your gut health, digestive system size, everything. Could be 6, it could be 10, it could be 12 grams or whatever per hour, right? That's what you'll absorb. Now, some of these faster absorbing ones, you can absorb more. Whey proteins, egg whites, you could absorb more per hour. But there's an upward limit. So the human body doesn't like to waste protein. Protein is difficult to obtain in nature. Okay, our bodies do not, I repeat, do not like to waste protein. So what ends up happening, the digestion of it slows down, you absorb it over time. Now it tapers over time, you get a larger chunk of it shortly after the meal, and then it tapers down. But generally, short of a protein shake or whatever, even if you eat a big chicken breast or something, you're still absorbing that protein through most of the day. Okay, we need to be clear on that. Even 8-10 hours after you ate it, you're still absorbing protein from it in your gut. It hasn't even reached your bloodstream. Okay, then we factor in your whole amino acid pool that's continually cycling through the body and recycling. You recycle like 400 grams of protein every day just inside your body, breaking down, reutilizing from different places and the organs and muscles and all this stuff. Okay, this is normal. This is normal part of your metabolic function. Okay, so we have all that, and that has been known for a long time. So it never made sense, and even if you look at human history, never made sense. Oftentimes our big animal kills, we go in days without them. So and you didn't have refrigerators, so people sometimes ate pounds of meat in one day and didn't get any real meat for a week, had to eat other stuff. It was pretty common all throughout human history, tens of thousands of years. It's fairly normal. We had to use all that protein the best we could, okay? So lo and behold, we know this absorption is slower than we thought. It can sometimes absorb it for a couple days. Well, what happens with the people like, but that's that, what about for gaining muscle? Well, the studies that look at muscle protein synthesis literally match the same pattern. Okay, when stuff like 30 or 50 grams of protein is compared with 100, what do you think happens? You just get a longer protein window. So what ends up happening when they look at the shift in muscle protein synthesis in the lab studying it, they actually produce a very similar spike. The larger protein amount, we didn't get, hey, this massive increase, aha, on the spike that lasted an hour or so, right? Whatever from the smaller one. Because it absorbs slower. You're still absorbing it for hours longer. What happened? It just lasted longer. So when they look at the shift in muscle protein synthesis, it spiked up to the same levels as even 30 gram, right? And then it just sustained it and kept it there for hours. So it usually keeps it like 3 times as long. The net result, you end up with the muscle protein synthesis pretty equivalent to the amount that you ate. But instead of making it a larger response, it just makes it a longer lasting response. And it would look, based upon what we know about digestion, that you just absorb it longer, not faster. That if you ate 30 grams and then ate 30 grams again in 2 hours, and then 2 or 3 hours you ate 30 grams again, the total curve of increase in muscle protein synthesis looks extremely similar to if you just ate 100 grams in one meal. This is what they found in the lab. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.